let's say I want to have an extension going off the top of the billboard. So I'm going to take my rectangular marquee tool and I'm going to make a selection of the area that I think I'm going to remove. So right about here looks good. So I'm going to take away all of this background and then I'm going to go along the edge of his mane. So I'm going to take my lasso tool or whatever selection tool might work best, and I'm going to subtract from this selection. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hit subtract from selection. And then I'm going to go along his mane. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we do want it to look a little irregular. We don't want him to look like he has a helmet head. So we're going to come around here kind of like this, and then we're going to come down here and connect to the end. So this is the area that I'm going to get rid of. So I'm going to go ahead and click inverse. So go to select inverse, and then I'm going to go to select and mask. So notice the red part is the area that we're going to mask out. So from that video that we saw about paste ups, remember the reason that it's red is because I used to use Rubylith, which was a red see-through material. So I'm going to use the Refine Edge Brush tool because I don't think this looks real. It looks very photoshopped. So I'm going to go in along the edge so that I'm going to try to get a little bit more of that hair or that fur in there. I want to try to make it look a little bit more realistic. Now, it's going to depend on the background on how well that's going to get selected. If I have a lot of contrast, like I do back here, I have a little bit more contrast here than I do here, it's going to work a little bit better over here. But you guys will get the idea here. And I'm going to hit OK, and you're going to see it made an adjustment to my mask. And then I am going to go to select inverse because this is the area I want to mask. And I'm going to hit the mask button. Oh, I'm sorry, I told you the wrong way. Select inverse. I had it the right way the first time. And I'm going to mask out that area. Now, when I save this, I need to save it as a PSD because if I save it as a JPEG, remember JPEGs don't support transparency. So I need to go in and make that a Photoshop document. So I'm going to go to File, Save As, make sure that you're saving it somewhere that you want, and then it probably will automatically bring Photoshop up since you're using a mask and transparency. If you want to clean up this mask a little bit, because it does look a little funky, I can go back into that mask with a paintbrush and a very soft edged brush. So I'm going to make that hardness very soft. I can make it a little bit larger though. And I can go back in and I can touch up that edge a little bit and make it a little bit softer because some of these edges got a little bit on the hard side, and that will look a little bit better, a little bit more realistic. If you have a little bit of green in there like I have right here, I can go in with my sponge tool and I can desaturate some of that. I would rather that be a little on the gray side than on the green side. And then I would save it as a PSD.